Hello and welcome back to our FM22 Journeyman, where we're attempting to go from non-league football to winning the Champions League. However, winning that Champions League is probably further away than we thought here with Man City. We are in January, the squad dynamics are a mess, the results are a mess, the club in general is just a mess, and I'm not really sure how a club like Man City, that a few seasons ago was winning Premier Leagues, has got itself in this position. Here's our transfers so far for January. As you can see, we've got some fairly sizable outs here. Matheus Nunes has gone over to Roma. He left us, as we can see, for £17 million. Sepp van den Berg has gone over to Spurs. No way of keeping him. He is a moany little git. He's gone over for 42 million. And we've got João Palhinha gone over to Real Madrid. Yeah, a bit cheaper than we would have liked as well. £40 million. We have bought some players in though, some interesting ones. First up is this guy here, Dusan Czekovic. We're going to call him Czekovic. I'm not sure how you pronounce that exactly. He's a Serbian, either a centre attacking mid or a striker. I feel like he's got some decent potential. He could improve a little bit. We haven't paid a lot of money for him, 3.7 million. We have, however, paid a lot of money for this guy here, Jacob Kruger. Now, Jacob Kruger can play all the way across the defensive back line. His natural position is as a right back, but he can play as a centre back or as a left back as well. And actually, he's very, very good with both feet, so he should be able to play there. The only thing I feel letting him down a little bit on those wings at the moment is his crossing, but I think that will come with time. He is only 20 years old. We have paid £69 million to bring him to the club, and this is very much a your Manchester City, you can afford it tax. But he is, I believe, our first wonder kid of the save. Hopefully he can go on, be a very, very good player for us. He's got a lot of time to get there. His acceleration as well, if we get him on those wings, is ridiculous, as is his teamwork and his work rate, which is pretty much what we've brought him in for. But we've also gone and brought in our high profile signing, which is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously English, I think most people watching this will have heard of Alexander-Arnold, and he again is still very, very good. He's 28 years old at this point in the save. We can see he's a leading Premier League player, plenty of international experience. He's been over at Liverpool. They chucked him on the transfer list, so he's come over for 61 million. I think he should be able to still provide us with everything he was providing Liverpool in real life, which is very, very good defensively, very good going forward. We have two players that can play as complete wing backs now as well, so if we want to go attacking, we can do that. We have changed up the tactic a little bit, but only very, very recently, and by recently I mean in my last game against Stockport, so I'm not sure how this is going to work yet. I think part of the problem more than anything is the club dynamics, and the reason I say that is if we have a look at the dynamics page, there is a lot of issues at the club, and as you can see, pretty much all of them are wants to leave the club due to failing to qualify for the Champions League, something that we had nothing to do with and something that we haven't obviously been able to do a lot about since we've been here. We've got a few promises that we've already agreed on. We can see Mendy's going to be leaving. He should be going soonish, question mark. Oh no, he's not going until the summer. He'll be joining Barcelona in the summer, so we have got him for the rest of the season. I don't think we're going to get any money for him because I think that was a pre-contract maybe. I can't actually remember at this point, but he'll be going to Barcelona. He's one who wanted to leave. Ruben Diaz wants to leave. We've agreed if we get an agreed price of £133 million, we'll sell him on. So either we're going to make a lot of money on him or he'll be staying at the club, both of which are good things. João Felix is probably leaving as well. We've received a £70 million bid from Inter Milan for him. Jack Grealish, as we can see, he wants to leave. We've agreed if someone makes a bid, we'll have a talk about it and have a listen. Verissimo also is someone who could be leaving. Luca Net, someone who could be leaving as well. I think he's actually under contract talks. He is for 50 million with Bayern Munich at the moment. Raheem Sterling, Phil Foden wants us to qualify for continental football. That's looking difficult. And Emerick Laporte is going to be leaving at the end of the season as well. as we can see on the schedule size of things, oh dear Lord, it's quite difficult. The last couple of games we saw, obviously, were our first 2 games in charge with Wolves and Barnsley. We then drew with Burnley 2-2. We got our first loss as a manager against Liverpool. We lost 2-1 there. We then beat West Brom 5-2, but they are bottom of the table. We then lost against Leicester and West Ham. We've just beaten Stockport. Today, we've got Spurs and Liverpool in the league, both of which have the potential to be very, very difficult games given our run of form at the moment. And I generally do think some of that is possibly down to just morale and dynamics. I don't know how much players not wanting to be at your club and maybe not working as hard as they could actually affects things, but I'm imagining it's fairly significant. We've also still not got a huge amount of squad depth. We've had to bring players back, like we've bought Wilfred Gnonto back on loan from Barnsley, which is where he was, so he's come back just so we've got a little bit more in the way of depth. We've obviously called up some under 23s as well, who aren't probably ready for the squad, but again, just gives us a little bit of depth. And Spurs are top of the league, so this could be quite a difficult game, but this is the lineup we're going with for that one today. We've got Edison in goal, we've got our new signing Kruger at our left back position, Milacio and Diaz in the centre of defence with Lamptey over on the right. We then got Rice, De Bruyne and Almeida in the midfield, Isaac on the left, Foden on the right, and Adeyemi up front. Hopefully we can go and get some sort of result here against Spurs. Obviously, as I've said, we weren't playing this 4-4-3 in our last Premier League match. We played it against Stockport. We looked really, really good. However, we were playing Stockport, so it's not exactly a great indication. And this one could be a bit more difficult. If you do enjoy today's episode, of course, please do hit the like button down below. And if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, just haven't got round to it, hit the subscribe button and join the channel as well. It's completely free. You can follow along and see how we do with Man City as we very, very much rebuild the squad in the season ahead. Hopefully we can get some more signings in. As we said, we are in January, so I'd expect in this episode and maybe the upcoming episode to see some more ins and outs happening. I don't think this is the final squad that we're going to be seeing for the rest of the season by any stretch of the imagination, if only because I feel like at this point, while I don't want the likes of the De Bruynes, the João Felixes, Ruben Diaz, all those players to be leaving, if they're this unhappy at the club, it might just be worth moving them on now so they don't affect the team that do want to be here and that are happy to be here. For example, Declan Rice, he only signed this season, more than happy to be here. Maybe we need to have a look at those players and at bringing in some players that we can build around for the future, and we'll be happy to be here because I feel like those players are dragging the team down so much we're never going to get any results out of them, and it is very, very unfortunate because actually the squad in terms of quality isn't that bad. I mean, we still have the De Bruynes, we've got Adeyemi in the squad, etc, etc. It just seems like as an actual unit they aren't performing that well at all, and we have stupid stuff like this as well where, you know, there's no cohesion in the squad. They don't really know where they should be passing the ball. They don't know where their squad players are gonna be sort of standing on the pitch. Obviously when your dynamics are good and your team cohesion is good and all of that sort of stuff, that thing all comes together slowly and you start playing better. And I think, oh, Adeyemi through on goal here. It has been saved though. I think the players as individual players are good enough to be doing better than they are. I just think we're not performing as a team at the moment. De Bruyne with a corner here into the far post for Milacio. Who knows? Who knows what his name is? Either way, he didn't get that header on target, which is what we would have wanted here. Another highlight for us though, Adeyemi on the ball, passing that one forward to Almeida, who's playing as a Mazzala in midfield now. Isaac in the box, De Bruyne, Foden has come back out to Declan Rice, over to Lamptey. Foden again here. We are being very, very hardly pressed here by Spurs, who I believe, at last glance anyway, were top of the league. This is a very, very weird season. It's a weird universe we're living in 2027 on Football Manager, where Spurs are top of the Premier League and looking good for it, and Manchester City are down in the mid-table struggling to keep their players because they haven't qualified for European football. I don't know what world we're living in, but I'm not sure I like it. I'm not necessarily a Manchester City fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm even less of a Spurs fan, and I don't understand how they're top of the league and Man City are really struggling. Edison coming out there. I mean, I know you're on a sweeper keeper role, lad, but that was a little bit far out for my liking. Spurs on the attack here. Into Holzek, he has not managed to keep his header down either, and we do survive that counter-attack there. It's another free kick for Spurs, who somehow have Jude Bellingham in their team. Again, the Football Manager universe in this save makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Kane to Holzek, it's a goal for Spurs. It's a well-worked goal as well, and we didn't look anywhere near like we were going to be ever defending that at all. We've just let that in really easily. We haven't pressed enough. Lamperty managing to get rid of the initial cross, but he just nodded it down to a Spurs player, and it's 1-2-3 in the back of the net. Good one-touch passing from them. Not good enough for us. We're encouraged the team. We need them to do a little bit better than that. This is what I'm talking about. In what world are we struggling against Spurs? This is Manchester City. How is this happening? It doesn't make any sense to me. Nobody is expecting anything from us today. The fact that I've gone on the club vision and we're performing the way we are, obviously we saw the results at the start of this, and the board are like, hey, we're fairly happy with your start, to be honest. It's more or less what we expected. You're absolutely fine. We're not annoyed with this at all. That makes no sense to me. Why are you not firing me? I've barely won any games since I've been at the club. I know I haven't been here long, but equally, I don't know. Manchester City in real life, would they be sacking their manager at this point? I think they'd be thinking about it. I don't think they'd be sitting there going, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Crack on, lad. Don't worry about it. Lamperty over to De Bruyne here. De Bruyne for ball forward for Adeyemi to run onto. Adeyemi, oh, Jesus. Come on, at least get it on target. Kruger's just got a yellow card as well. What is going on? I do wonder, and I am going to quickly try it as well. If we change these guys around, we'll put Kruger over on this side and we'll put Lamperty on the other side. They can both play both sides. And Kruger, what do you want to play as? You could play as a complete wing back, but you're actually, wing back is your preferred role. So we will leave you as that. I'm just going to switch him around a second because that is his preferred side and see if maybe it works any better over that way. I don't feel like that's, you know, the thing that's kind of holding us back in this match by any stretch of the imagination, but it'd be interesting to see if it makes a difference at all. This, we need to be pressing now. Like, why are we not pressing this ball? I swear my instructions are telling you to press the ball. Adeyemi has managed to get back hold of it, though. He hasn't really got a lot of way in the support at the moment. It's a cross into the box. It's a header. It's not on target. The amount of just not clear-cut chances, but chances we are missing is ridiculous at this point. Foden's having an awful game. Isaac's not having much better either. So Sterling going to come over on that side. And I think possibly we bring Grealish or Yao Felix. Let's bring Jack Grealish over on this side. He can play absolutely fine there. So let's just do that and see if that makes any difference. Do we, at this point though, go attack him? I mean, we could. We're going to encourage the team. We're going to try going attacking. I feel at this point we've already got nothing to lose in this season other than, you know, potentially conceding a few more goals than we are already. Our defence is leaky as all heck. Our strikers don't seem to be able to score. Hopefully Adeyemi can prove me wrong here, but no, he can't. It's pretty much straight at the goalkeeper. I feel like, again, should be doing better with those types of chances. I feel like you could do something with that and shoot it straight at the goalkeeper. Probably not the one. Sepp van den Berger there, almost scoring against his former club. That would be less than ideal. And we are now going to take off Adeyemi. We're going to bring on Ed Mali on, which might seem like an absolutely crazy substitution to make. But I'd argue at the moment, Malion's actually the better performing striker. Not the better striker, definitely not an attribute, but the better performing striker. He's actually been putting the ball in the back of the net. Adeyemi not putting it in the back of the net anywhere near enough. And I do wonder if we can get a striker in the summer. I don't think it'll be in this window, but in the summer, if Adeyemi is one that we move out to the right wing potentially, or just sell on completely. Almeida here has got injured, and I've already used all my substitutes. That is less than ideal. Let's put Grealish there, Sterling there. Yeah, that kind of works. Let's make you a shadow striker. Let's cry profusely because we now only have 10 men on the pitch with 5 minutes to go. There's no way we're getting back into this tie, I don't think. We encourage the team. We got a blip of a highlight. We're going to get a bit of a highlight there as well. Apparently, we don't want to see whole highlights today. Why would we want that? Ruben Diaz over to De Bruyne here, into Grealish. Grealish, can he get something? He can. Again, it's straight at the goalkeeper. Either their goalkeeper's having a blinder, or our players are just not being good enough. Grealish with a corner. Our last chance probably to get anything out of this game. It's swung in. Ruben Diaz gets his head to it. It sails over the crossbar. And Spurs are going to get the 3 points today. Oh dear Lord. What is this save? I do not understand. How are we so bad? I don't get it. We're in 10th place. We're in 10th place and it's not even close. I mean, we're 10 points behind Arsenal. Spurs are top of the league. I don't understand what's going on. What is this world? And now we've got a match against Liverpool in 6 days that we've got to go prepare for. That is potentially going to be a bloodbath. Well, before we get to that Liverpool match, there's 3 more transfers that have just left the club. Lucas Verissimo has left for Juventus for 33.5 million. João Felix has gone over to Inter Milan for 70 million. And Luca Netz has gone to Bayern Munich for 50 million. The only benefit with all of this, we now have £133 million in the transfer kitty. So hopefully we should be able to go and build some sort of squad before the end of January. That said, every player on my list is very, very expensive at the moment. This is the lineup we're going to use for that Liverpool match though. We've got Ederson in goal, back 4 of Lamptey, Laporte, Diaz and Alexander-Arnold making his debut against his former club. We've then got Rice, De Bruyne and Foden in midfield, Grealish and Sterling on the wings with Adeyemi up front. Unhelpful things are unhelpful. Isaac and Kruger both already travelling to join up with their respective international countries. Can you have an international club? I'm assuming not. That's a bit of an oxymoron. But either way, they are going to go and play for their national teams and as such aren't available for today, which is not overly helpful because, again, our squad depth at the moment is literally non-existent. It's very much we've had to sell players in order to buy, but that means for the next couple of weeks we are very, very, very short on players at all. As we can see, Liverpool up in 3rd with a game in hand at the moment. We are down somewhere in the mid-table region. We're not going to talk too much about that. We're just going to go and try and get some sort of result here against Liverpool. We have gone balanced for the start of this match, just to hopefully get an idea of how we are playing against Liverpool and what sort of changes we need to make. It's very much a tactical masterclass, by which I mean hopefully our assistant manager will give us some pointers and let us know what we should be doing. Sterling already getting a yellow card here. Grealish with a free kick on the edge of the area though, into Laporte. That one's hit the crossbar as it's gone over. That was a very, very close chance. I feel like we really, really need to start doing something with these chances. We don't get them all that often, and when we do get them, we are doing absolutely nothing with them, and we need to change that very, very quickly. I don't know, is it a confidence thing? Possibly. Lamptey's also got a yellow card, and Liverpool on the attack here at the start of this highlight, just dancing past us on the edge of the area into Sandro Tonali now. Salah, did that one hit the post or was that saved? It's gone up for a goal kick, so it did actually hit the post rather than being a save by Ederson here. And now it is all Liverpool. We had our 2 shots at the start of the match. That is all they're going to give us today by the looks of it. Just, again, just dancing around us on the edge of the area. I don't know, do we maybe need to stop pressing as much and hold our shape a little bit better? Would that help? Really good save there from Ederson. Maybe that would help, because if we're having a look at our instruction just before we see this corner, we can see in transition at the moment we've got regroup. So we shouldn't be pressing as much maybe as we are. Maybe we need to press more. Maybe that's the problem. Out of possession, we've kind of got a pretty high trigger press. I mean, let's go with that. Let's go counter press for this one. And let's just ask for our passes to be a little bit shorter, so maybe we can keep hold of possession a little bit better in this match in particular. Because we are against Liverpool, I don't think we need to be needlessly giving away possession. I think they're going to do a pretty good job of coming and grabbing it themselves without us gifting them the ball. Another highlight here though, just starting from our defence. Can we get some sort of counter-attack on the go here? Sterling through on goal. Can he do anything with it? I mean, I know I said we needed to take our chances and do a bit better with them. That is completely the opposite of what I meant. Absolutely, completely the opposite of what I meant there, Raheem Sterling. Could not made a worse go of that if he tried. Lamperty now over to Declan Rice. De Bruyne on the edge of the box. Sterling into Grealish. Grealish has hit the post. Oh, that's unfortunate. That could have been a chance for us there. We need to put these away. We aren't losing, it's good. We are actually technically the team on top on match stats at least. But we need to be putting these chances away. They're not going to keep coming forever. Eventually, Liverpool are going to come and punish us. Alexander-Arnold now over to Sterling. De Bruyne, Declan Rice, back to Ruben Diaz. Wrong Ruben there. Alexander-Arnold into Grealish. Grealish with a shot. I think that one has been blocked. It has, so we are going to get a corner off of this. Grealish will be the one taking it. Far post or near post. Far post for this one. It has just been cleared by Liverpool. Just oofed out of their area. 6 shots for us now, though. Only 1 on target. That is part of the problem. And I do already wonder, do we bring on Malayon up front now? I mean, it's 66 minutes gone. Adeyemi is doing absolutely nothing. I feel like we could make worse decisions than to bring Ed Malayon onto the field, and potentially we do need to make another substitution. Raheem Sterling is nervous. You're a professional footballer, get it together, man. Almada as well. I mean, he can play over there. Maybe that's what we need to be doing here. Let's do it. Let's bring on Almada out on that right hand side. We're changing him to an inside forward because he seems to be quite good at shooting. And hopefully he can do something for us. Can he come on and be the saviour against Liverpool and get us 3 points that are very, very needed? Sterling now trying to launch a counter-attack, but it's just a really poor weighted pass to Adeyemi. I mean, that's not even Adeyemi's fault. There's nothing he could do about that. The ball didn't even really get to his feet before a Liverpool player was on top of him. And now Liverpool launching a counter-attack to our counter-attack. And they have finally found the back of the net. We knew it was coming. It's come. We haven't taken our chances and we've been punished for it. That's as much as we can say about that, really. And it drops us down to 11th. I mean, Cook over it to Xavier there. And it's just nod down to Pedro. And Jones is running behind of whoever this is here. Alexander-Arnold. Showing his loyalty to Liverpool there by not blocking them through. And now we're just going to go attack him. We have to keep going attacking at the end of these matches to try and get something out of them. Foden's looking tired. De Bruyne's looking tired. A lot of the players are looking a little bit tired here. So we're going to let's take Foden off. We're going to have to put Almada there. And we're going to have to bring Nonto over onto that right-hand side. Probably means switching these guys round. We've made lots of tactical changes there. Will any of them make any sort of difference? Who knows? They haven't so far in any of these matches. We encourage the team, though. If we could go and grab a point here against Liverpool, we take it. It's really, really a struggle of a season at the moment. De Bruyne there cutting out the counter-attack from Liverpool. Almada, can we get forward a bit quicker than this, though? Laporte to Lamperty. Over now to Malayon, who's managed to kind of keep hold of it. He's through on goal. Oh, his composure letting him down there. His composure completely letting him down at the last second. It was a really good run until that just last ball. The ball's got through and the shot is awful. We've had 18 shots here and we haven't managed to put one of them in the back of the net. It's just not good enough. What are we going to do with this team? We're in 11th place. We're not getting continental football this season, I don't think. We've promised the board that we'd do it coming in. We've promised some of the players would do it as well, like Phil Foden. And we're going to have a very, very strong second half of the season to make it happen. We're possibly going to have to make some more tactical tweaks as well in order to do it. We're going to have to make some transfers before next episode, I think. We've got some biggish matches coming up again. We've got Newcastle, obviously, money bags. Tottenham again in the FA Cup 4th round. Chelsea. Then we do have a little bit of an easier run here up until Man United, which is getting close to the end of the season. We need to turn this around a bit quicker than we are at the moment. It is a proper struggle, this save, as it stands. It is very much the Manchester City rebuild of rebuilds. That thing you didn't think you'd see on FM22, because of all the teams to need a rebuild, Manchester City shouldn't be one of them. If you have enjoyed today's episode though, please do drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. It is completely free, as I've mentioned before. You can unsubscribe whenever you want, but there's lots of cool stuff for you to have a look at on the channel. Until next time though guys, thank you very much for watching. If you want to have a look at some more content that is on the channel, have a look at this video next, and I will see you on Saturday for our next episode with Manchester City. Bye bye.